Hey up, my name's Jamie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it is for you right now. I hope you're well. How am I doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Well, got something a little bit sort of different for you today, something a little bit goofy, shall we say, and also very, very cool. I recently got a drone sent to me from my mum from Temu, another Temu special. We got the E99 drone, so we're going to have a look at it, and I thought we'll come out here in this beautiful open field and we'll have a fly about and yeah, see what it does. Let's have a look in the box. So as you can see here, we have the E99 little Temu drone. Yeah, so we'll have a look what's inside the box and then have a little play with it. Now, it's quite impressive how it comes in its own little carry case, I'll tell you that. My DJI Mini 4K didn't have its own carry case. So yeah, this is what you get inside the little box. You get battery. I do have a spare one. My stepdad has the same drone, so he has some spare batteries, so he gave me one of them, because these batteries, they only last like 10 minutes or something, 10-12 minutes, and then you have your little drone. The battery goes back sliding. Oh, I might as well put that in there for now. And yeah, there she is. Little interesting thing. It all folds out pretty much like all the drones these days. They're all pretty similar, aren't they? Yeah, it is extremely lightweight. It does have a camera. So one thing that's worth noting is this camera, it isn't motorized, so you have to sort of manually set or think of a frame that you want before you fly, because once it's in the air, you can't control this camera remotely. It also does have a downward facing camera on it as well, which is kind of cool. And that's, so yeah. And then the little controller, it takes 3 AAA batteries, I think, something like that. These are your little antenna things. I don't think they actually do anything no more, just for show, but it does kind of look kind of cool. Yeah, so that's your control. Now, I have flown it right quick before, and the controls are pretty similar to your DJI sort of things. And also with this, there's a little compartment at the bottom that you can pull out and put your phone into as well. Now with your phone, let me just get this up. With your phone, you download an app. It's called KYUFO. Yeah, and it's the QR code for that is in the instruction manuals. So we'll have a look at them in a minute. So yeah, it's probably better if you have a smaller phone. But that one, it fits in quite nice. It feels safe, you know. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall out or anything. So we'll load the app up and switch on your controller. And then we'll power up the drone. That's just a button on the top. I think you hold it down. And yeah, it's got some funky lights at the front. Sorry for the flashing. When the drone finds your controller, the flashing should stop. It might take you a few attempts. I think it's doing something. So maybe we have to turn them in thingy. Hang on, allow. There we are. Because the drone itself does actually pump out a Wi-Fi signal as well, so make sure you go into your settings and make sure that you've got the Wi-Fi for that. Let's try turn the controller off, turn that back on again. There we go. So yeah, switch your drone on, then your controller, and then you're good to go. So, and if you click start on here, you can see there, you might not be able to see actually, these what your drone camera can see. Now it does have some blade protectors and all that load of stuff, but because we're professional, we're not going to go use them. So yeah, let's should we try and have just a little flight, see how she takes off. So I won't bore you with the controls, I'll just kind of tell you what I'm doing. I'll do the control thing in a separate video once I've figured them all out, because there is like trim settings and all that load of stuff. So we'll have a look at this, and then we'll have a look at the camera as well. Now it does on the controller, there is takeoff buttons, but I prefer just to hold down on the left stick, which starts the motor. And then same with the DJI, the left stick controls your altitude. Let's see if we can get her in shot there. Now it is worth noting as well that this doesn't have any sort of GPS fixing or anything, so it won't just like statically hover like what the DJI things do. Let's bring her back in shot again. This is kind of hard to film on my own. So yeah, we'll take her out of here. Take her forward a little bit. So yeah, what you'll see now is the footage of what it looks like from the drone camera, which isn't the best, but it's by far from the worst I've seen. And yeah, the controls are pretty simple. Up and down on your left stick controls your altitude, and on your right stick, if you pull the thing towards you, the thumbstick towards you, that'll make your drone go in reverse. And forwards obviously for forwards, and left and right to do it. And then left and right on your left stick will actually spin the drone, so that's kind of cool. So if I can just try and just get a shot of us. But yeah, because there's no sort of stabilization or anything, then you know, it can look a little bit funky. But as far as for little drones go, you know, it's actually not too bad. It's a lot of fun. And also it can do flips as well. So there's a button on top of the controller that says 360, and then it'll flip and also land in some bushes. Right, so let's go get the drone from the bushes. And we found her. Or him. This one's going to be a him, because my other drone, as you know, or if you're new here, my other drone, my DJI drone, is called Rona. So this one is going to be called Brona. So yeah, again, up on your left thumbstick, and that'll set her away, or set him away in this case. So yeah, it is a lot of fun. The controls are going to take quite a lot to get used to. There is a lot of drift on it, so you're definitely better off facing the drone away from you, so then the controls aren't mirrored. Now it does recommend that you don't fly this over 50 meters. I personally wouldn't fly this over 10 because the chances of you actually losing it, if you lose line of sight of it, which you shouldn't be losing line of sight of any drone anyway. But yeah, let's try another flip. So you press the button, it'll beep 3 times, and then whatever way you press the thumbstick, it will go in that direction. So yeah, it is, like I said, the flight time for these batteries is only about 10 minutes. They do charge by micro USB, and that, so it doesn't take them long to charge at all. They're only tiny batteries and that. But yeah, there she goes right above us. And but as far as the wind, like holy, there we go, in a tree. And we crashed again. Now it is worth noting as well that this drone is extremely hard wearing, shall we say. I've crashed a couple of times and it hasn't even left a mark on the drone. So let's have a look at the downward facing camera. So that's it launching straight off the bench. But yeah, as far as wind goes, it doesn't have any self-stabilisation, so just be wary of that. Let's try and get a bit of height with the downward camera. And yeah, there is buttons on here that you can sort of fine-tune the fine-tune the hover sort of mode. I mean, you can see it's sort of hovering now, and you can use these if it starts drifting one way. There's the little arrow buttons on your controller that'll sort of help it stabilise a little bit. Hey bud, you alright?
How long have you been flying?
Well, I've only been flying this for about 5 minutes. I'm just doing a Temu review for YouTube. I've got proper DJI drones.
Have you?
Yeah, and that, so I'm just doing a Temu review for this.
I had a drone before.
Yeah, they're good fun, aren't they?
Yeah. Hello?
So yeah, you can see that it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and the battery already depleted on the first sort of run, so I'm not quite sure how long that was, but it is kind of cool. The camera is, it's what you would expect for a Temu drone, really. I mean, these things, they are literally toys. You know, they're not meant to be doing what I do on most of my videos, you know, with a DJI Mini 4K and that sort of thing. It'd be an absolutely amazing drone for your garden if you want to fly about, or a field like this. Just come out and have a fly, do some flips. You could maybe make a cool video. I am going to be taking it up to Bullet Hill. Once I get used to it a little bit, I'm going to be taking it up to Bullet Hill, and I'm going to try and do a cinematic sort of doodah with it. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, would I recommend it? For a tenner, 10, 15 quid, whatever they are, definitely. Amazing piece of fun. But for fun purpose only. Would I recommend it for doing something drone work specific that you want to do, any like landscape captures, anything like that? Maybe not. The camera is not really up to scratch. But one thing that I did notice instantly is after I flew this around in my garden for a bit, I took out this drone, which is Brona, and then I took out my DJI Mini 4K, which is Rona, and Rona was so easy to fly. Like, she basically just flies herself. All you've got to do is point her in the direction you want to go. These ones, they are quite, your thumbs sort of have to be on the move all the time to compensate for wind direction, and it does have a headless mode as well, so be really, really cautious. On one of these top buttons here, there's I think it could be this one here, it might not be right, but there is. Have a look through the instruction manual and have a look for headless mode, and don't touch that button, because if you do, that's when you are probably going to lose your drone, because whatever input you put into the drone isn't necessarily what you want it to do. And yeah, I ended up having to chase mine down towards the stream. And yeah, so would I recommend it? Definitely for fun. Would I recommend it if you're thinking about adding drone footage to your YouTube videos? Probably not. No, it's something that is pure fun. So yeah, fun purpose only. Would I recommend it? Definitely for a bit of fun, flying around in your garden, that sort of thing, perfect. Would I recommend it if you want to do like what I do and a few others do, and add drone footage into your YouTube videos? Probably not, no. The camera's decent. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a Temu drone for a tenner. You know, you're not going to get 4K footage out of it and all that sort of stuff. But for goofing around and having fun, definitely. Yeah, the E99 drone from Temu, and yeah, it's just really good fun. It really is. And that, so I'm going to go back and have a look, see all this footage, and yeah, I'll head off home, pack all this stuff up. So yeah, that was the E99 drone. So I'll leave that video there. Thanks for watching, and for now, my name is Jamie. I'm your Yorkshire Walker, and I'm out. Peace. Catch you on the next one.